Hello, my name is John Hodge. This is my presentation of the Module 3 case study for Trident University's Information System and Business Strategy. I've named this Michael Phelps Effect, Social Media Use in Business Marketing. The underlying question in this module was, does the availability and use of social media on the internet really provide businesses with new and different useful information? If not, why not? The answer is yes, it does. It allows businesses to gather feedback on products, websites, and star personalities so the business can make an appropriate decision on whether to continue with those sites, products, or personalities as their spokesmodel. The World Wide Web has made the dissemination of information an immediate effect in today's society. Anything listed on a website can be sent from one person to another, and it's virtually impossible to separate the World Wide Web from social media because social media is dependent upon the World Wide Web. Many sites encourage people to comment or post the stories to Facebook or Twitter or other social media sites. So how have businesses used social media in the past? As early as 2008, businesses were using it to gain customer feedback on their products. Oracle, for example, used customer feedback to improve their home page. Comcast encouraged Twitter feedback on how they were doing as a business. Skittles accepted questions from Facebook to engage customers in their product as well as in a friendly banter about the use of orange Skittles versus red Skittles in their packaging. And Starbucks offered coffee cards to customers to help make their products better. That brings us to the Michael Phelps effect. And what is the Michael Phelps effect? Well, the MPA is the fact that any star or business can have what they say or do immediately posted to the web and broadcast around the world. This can be perpetuated as their actions are posted or reposted or viewed over and over again. The example in our module was that of United Breaks Guitars, which was posted in 2009 by David Carroll, and to date has received over 12.3 million hits. In this example, Dave Carroll was a guitar player, and he looked out the window of his United Airlines flight and saw the ground crew throwing his guitar around. And when he raised the concern to the stewardess, they did nothing to stop the actions. And when he got to his destination, found that his guitar had been broken. It took over a year for them to, them being United, to rectify the situation. And in his posting of the parody song, gave great headache to United. The effect of this is the effect on the product or business and how it is perceived by the public. So who is Michael Phelps? For those of you who might be reviewing this in about 10 years, since something that's posted to the web never goes away, Michael Phelps is the winner of 22 Olympic medals over the span of 3 Olympics. He is the most decorated Olympian of all time up through 2012. He is also a philanthropist and a supporter of the Boys and Girls Club swimming programs, and he has his own foundation that promotes healthful living and exercise through swimming for many young kids around the country. Here you see some of the sponsors that have been part of Michael Phelps' career over the past years. Subway, Kellogg, Hilton, Wheaties, and many more. These are the corporations that fund many of our Olympic athletes and help them to not worry about jobs but actually do the training that makes them the excellent athletes that they are. Using stars to be the spokesperson for products is nothing new. When a company endorses a star, they are betting that their product sales will increase market share in conjunction with that star's fame. For Kellogg, Nike, Rosetta Stone, and Subway, that was the goal leading up to the 2008 Olympics and after. Late in 2008, Rosetta Stone and AT&T failed to renew their contracts with Phelps. Did they know something that others didn't? There were rumors about Michael Phelps being a partier, but nothing had come to light at that point in time. In today's society, anyone with a smartphone is a reporter, and Michael Phelps fell victim to that. In late 2008, after the Summer Olympics, Michael was photographed smoking marijuana at a party at the University of South Carolina. The picture was published in News of the World on January 31st, 2009, and Michael was about to hear from his endorsers. This slide shows the many different newspapers that picked up on the article from News of the World and spread the story of Michael's drug use and marijuana use around the world very quickly. Being a star, he was big news, and this was an item that could not be ignored by the different news agencies. Huffington Post is an internet newspaper, and they use this to their advantage to link to other newspapers that have a better reputation than they do, but also as a way to justify their reporting of the story. So here you can see businesses using the internet and social media to advance their own cause. Corporations are very protective of their image and their product, and they are quick to distance themselves when stars behave badly. This has been the traditional response for many years. Examples include Pepsi dropped Michael Jackson when he was accused of being a pedophile. Carl's Jr. dropped Kobe Bryant in his alleged rape case against a hotel clerk. Nike dropped Alex Rodriguez, and Gillette dropped Tiger Woods in their alleged spousal abuse cases. And Kellogg's dropped Michael Phelps. They determined that having Michael as a spokesmodel and his association with the drug use of marijuana and the picture of him using the bong were not the right images for them. Subway, unlike Kellogg's, chose not to drop Michael, but to ride out the wave to see what the outcome would be from this story. As the stories came out on the web and in print, they all pointed to the same thing, that Michael should have known better, he was a role model, and in a position that demands extra vigilance. The stories went on to say pretty much that Michael was a stupid young man and that he had made a dumb mistake. Many people have made dumb mistakes in their early adulthood, and Michael was no different. And his mistake was no worse than a former president who came out and said that he had tried marijuana but had never inhaled. So the results from these two different advertisers and businesses were quite different. Kellogg stood by their decision to drop Phelps, stating that his actions were not the type that they wanted their products associated with. Subway, on the other hand, stood by their decision not to drop Phelps, and by all accounts he has been a great image booster for the brand. Overall, very little public outcry affected the star quality of Phelps. More importantly for his advertisers, Phelps continued to be a successful spokesmodel both on and off the World Wide Web. As we have seen, businesses use the web and social media and marketing to check on their stars, check on their products, and engage customers in discussions of how they are perceived or how the product is perceived. But the inverse is true as well. Stars can be affected negatively by the actions of the corporations and the advertisers that they work for or who they endorse. In August of 2012, unauthorized photos of Michael Phelps as a model for Louis Vuitton were released prior to August 16th, in violation of the International Olympic Committee's Rule 40. This rule states that Olympic athletes will not endorse products other than official Olympic sponsors for a 40-day window that commences before and runs after the Olympics for certain amounts of time. Possible actions for violations can include the forfeiture of Olympic medals by the Olympic athletes. So in a switch of fortunes, the International Olympic Committee is now treading water of public opinion. The public opinion on the matter has been that the photos were leaked by Louis Vuitton and not Phelps, so he should not be held accountable for their actions. Phelps's attorneys and coaches are enlisting the help of the public through social media to push this opinion through to the IOC and ensure that Phelps is not stripped of his medals. So in conclusion, businesses today must use electronic means to reach today's customers. Businesses can be affected by the actions of their spokesmodels, both positively and negatively. And the inverse is also true. Stars can use that same social media to their advantage against businesses when the business behaves badly. Both stars and businesses now have social media that can be used for and against them, so they had both better learn how to behave. Social media is a tool and a weapon. It is a way to reach out and to mobilize the people of today's society. And it is a tool that businesses must use and control if they're going to be able to survive in today's electronic society.